Hello and welcome. I'm Eckhard Sager and this is World Business, your weekly insight into the global business trends shaping our lives. And this week we bring you a special show from the World Islamic Economic Forum in Kuala Lumpur. The forum is now in its 6th year and comes at a time when Muslim nations are taking an ever more prominent role on the world stage, with many looking to emerge from the global recession strongly. Yet despite that, there are many issues that need addressing to help the development of the Muslim world as a whole.
Surah An-Nahl, verse
7 leaders representing the Muslim world, stretching from Senegal to Indonesia, took to the stage at the World Islamic Economic Forum in Kuala Lumpur, calling for greater integration. Citing a fragile recovery, Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak urged Muslim countries to make wise decisions for the long term and to initiate bold reforms to stay competitive in the new global economic order.
Indeed, now it is not the time for the faint-hearted, nor to recede, to return to the old status quo. What the Muslim world needs now, and the world for that matter, is more effective governments.
Muslims make up nearly a quarter of the world's population, but only account for around 7% of global output. The World Islamic Economic Forum provides a platform for Muslim countries to engage and discuss trade and economic issues to foster integration, spur development, and reduce inequality.
The Muslim world today is bedeviled, as it were, by a tremendous amount of problems. Question of poverty, illiteracy, malnutrition, the wide gap between the rich and the poor. If at the end of the day, the outcome of such a forum lead to something that is tangible, something that is mutually beneficial, then we could say that we have been successful, at least in contributing to the betterment of the Muslim community as a whole.
What does that mean?
Muslim countries are increasingly sharing knowledge and innovation among themselves in an effort to raise standards of living. Business is playing a key role, fostering development and changing societies, a fact leaders at the forum not only recognized, but promoted.
The world is moving toward more of accommodation and more participatory, and the Muslim world, the 1.5 billion Muslim population, will have to be ready to make that contribution, and the leaders are aware of that, and leaders would like to certainly excite their population, their people, that they have a role to play too.
The anemic growth in the West is further creating opportunities for increased interaction and trade between Muslim nations. Case in point, the $10 billion agreement between Qatar and Malaysia to develop joint energy projects and investment opportunities, a deal which coincided with the forum. But leaders pressed the issues of reforms, trust and stability.
We must overcome the impediments to investing in one another's economy by making our economies attractive to all investors. We should strive to attract all kinds of investors, Muslims and non-Muslims.
Resource-rich Indonesia has been successful. In the first quarter of this year, it reported a 41% increase in foreign direct investment to nearly $4 billion.
I think people are quickly learning by virtue of what has transpired in the last 15 to 18 months. Things that were happening in the US, now happening in Europe, that there are alternative opportunities, and I think many of the Muslim nations do provide those opportunities.
With oil and gas revenues soaring to an estimated $420 billion in 2010, Gulf states have begun to recognize the potential.
We will never thought of doing business in Indonesia, but we have started like coal mining in Indonesia, which is maybe 5 years ago we could have not done that.
The message at the forum was clear. Muslim nations are gearing for economic resurgence, aiming to revive the spirit and success of the ancient trade routes created by Muslim merchants.